Hey, morning, y'all. How you doing today? Pop here with Pop's Wisdom Talks. Well, it's a beautiful morning, Sunday morning out here at the back porch off the deck. Decided to come out here and just have a cup of coffee and enjoy the morning and the beauty of the Lord, what God has created. And I just wanted to wish you a good morning and just take time to have a kind of a relaxing, calming, stress relieving moment. Wait a minute. Did I say stress? Huh. You ever experience any of that stuff? Stress. The silent killer. Yeah, right, you say. What's got you stressed out today? What have you been worrying about or stressing over? Maybe I can help. Maybe not. I don't know. Man, why don't you come sit with me for a few minutes? Let's just talk about it. See what we can figure out. But before I do that, got to take care of some business here. This is one of my key stress relievers. I remember I used to go to the massage therapist years ago, probably, I don't know. It's been 20 years, I guess. I started going to massage therapist once a week. I had a pretty stressful business. We're in the technology business and world and dealing with government contracts, and employees and clients and people and just, the stuff that creates that wonderful thing called stress. So I'd go to this massage therapist. He was a real health nut. He was always giving me these essential oils to use, and he'd do this ion cleanse, and he'd do this sacral cranial release thing, and he'd do this full body massage. Man, this whole thing took like 2 hours. It was great. And anyway, of course, he wasn't into smoking. But I had a discussion with him one day, told him about cigars. I explained to him what they are, what they do, how they work, and all that. And he told me, Bill, if a cigar helps you to de-stress or to give you joy and happiness, then that's a good thing. So it got to where after every massage, he'd say, okay, go home and have a cigar, Bill. How about that? So let me light this beauty up. This is a new one I got here recently. It's a Man of War Ruination 10th Anniversary Maduro cigar. I love Maduro cigars for all you brothers of the leaf out there that like smoking cigars with me. That's a great thing. Anyway, hang on a second. Let me get this bad boy lit up here. That ought to do it. Anyway, I've been doing some thinking and looking and what have you, and I wanted to share something Paul gave to us in Philippians. Writer Paul, man, brother after my own heart. I can relate with him. I've often said, man, thank the Lord for Paul, because that you read what all he did in his life, what he went through and where he ended up, it makes me think there's hope for me, for old hombres like me that have screwed up, messed up, and made a lot of mistakes. There's hope. Anyway, he's my, I guess, favorite New Testament writer, Paul. And in the 4th chapter of Philippians, he tells us there, rejoice in the Lord always. I will say it again, rejoice. Let your gentleness be evident to all. The Lord is near. Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Think about that. Go read it for yourself. There's a lot right there. Think about that. Go read it. It says a lot about helping us to de-stress. Jesus says, give me all your burdens. Give me all your troubles, what have you. My yoke's not too heavy to carry, or it's not a burden. I'll take it for you. I'll take it off the plate for you. You know, there's no actual data as far as a box to check on stress-related deaths or what have you, you might say, but there's been a lot of research done on that, studies and what have you, about stress-related deaths. And it's estimated that in just this country alone, there's probably between 100 and 150,000 deaths every year, directly or indirectly related back to stress. You know, stress, it gets us all. You know, for me to sit here and say, don't worry about it, blow it off and go on, that doesn't work. I've tried that, it doesn't work. You know, we're all in different stages of life, different chapters of our book, different things that we're dealing with. You know, young people in their 20s and 30s, they don't have a clue what us old 60 and 70-year-old codgers have done and or are dealing with. They're not going to the doctor all the time. And my wife said the other day, said, man, I don't know how many hours I spent going to the drugstores and calling in prescriptions and picking up prescriptions and this and that. Now, I don't take a lot of drugs. Let me tell you that right now. I don't believe in them, you know, unless they're necessary. But another story, another day, another topic. But depends on where you are in life. And there's ways of dealing with it and minimizing it. I've learned over the years kind of how to do it. And there's no telling how many years that stress has taken off of my life. It just does it, right? You know what I'm talking about. You deal with it all the time. You know, money, that's a big one. Relationships, that's a big one. Work or the boss or what have you, that's a big one. A lot of stuff that we're dealing with all the time. Yeah, Granny was at the door. I thought she wanted something, but anyway, I guess she's stressing out over something. Oh my goodness. It's so easy for some of us to sit back, or other people sit back and say, what are you worried about? Quit worrying about it. Don't worry. Easier said than done. You know that. Like I said, I'm talking to just about everybody out there in the sense I'm preaching to the choir, they say. But I got some suggestions that might help. First thing is, stop. Just stop. Stop and relax. Think about it for a minute. Try to think positive thoughts, good things. You got a lot of good things in your life. It might not seem like it right now, but you know what? Maybe you got a great family you can really be proud of. Maybe you had a good career and you have a good retirement, and hey, we're doing okay. Maybe you got a wonderful spouse that loves you and is there for you, always been there for you. You know, maybe you're getting ready to go on a trip. If you're not, and you're stressed out, maybe you need to take off from work for a little while and just say, hey, I'm just going to chill out. Go on a trip. Go see the country. Maybe you can't afford it, so just take off and spend a little time with the family. If you're younger and can't afford to quit, well, just take a day or two off and just kind of relax. Try to do nothing. Try to think about what's important and priorities in life. Forward the clock. Sit there and forward the clock 20, 25, 50, 75 years, 100 years down the road. Is anybody going to even know who you were? Is anybody going to care? If you make a bunch of money here, we work all your life and just spend all your time working and making money, and don't spend time with the family or do fun things for yourself and your wife or your husband or with the kids, or is it going to matter? Nah. Look at your family. Go back 100 years, 150, 200 years. You even know who they were, what they did, what they went through, how they got to where they are, how you got here. Nobody cares. Lord said he doesn't care. Jesus said, don't worry. Hey, look at the birds. Here's a beautiful bird. He doesn't have a house or a job, or he doesn't worry about money. He doesn't worry about tomorrow. Jesus says, hey, my Father takes care of the birds, the simple things in life, the animals and all. Don't you think he loves you even more? He's going to take care of you. Stop, pause, think, reflect. Look at what all you got. Look at all the blessings the Lord's given you. If you don't, if you're at the end of your rope and you're really down on the bottom, what have you, you know what? Probably you need to reach out to me and let's talk more. I don't have time to go into a lot of stuff today and details and what have you. You just don't have the time. Y'all don't want to see me out here rambling for an hour. But like with me, one of the most relaxing, calming, stress relieving things I can do is sit out in the mornings or in the evenings, have me a nice cigar, cup of coffee, stress relievers. Not always permanent. It's going to come back. We're going to always deal with stress in our life. I'm sorry, it's going to happen. There's no way to be out there in utopia and la la land and just everything's wonderful and great and what have you. It's going to happen. Anyway, as I was saying, go have you a cigar. Go have you a cup of coffee. Or just sit on the back porch or just read a book or just, watch a neat old movie or something and just kind of let it go for a little while. And that'll just kind of like a pressure cooker. That pressure cooker for you young kids, that's a big pot that has a lid on it and a little deal on a weight on top. And you put stuff in it, water in it, and you put things in there to cook, and it builds up pressure and it gives up so much pressure. And then that little weight on top, you have a different hole for a different pressure setting. And when it gets that pressure, it just pops off and just keeps popping off and keeps that cooks your food a lot faster and thorough and what have you. But anyway, that's kind of the way we get sometimes. We get under that pressure. Well, just do something like I'm talking about and just let that valve just pop off, leave some of that pressure. De-stress a little bit. Sit with your spouse, hold her hand, hold his hand, tell them how much you appreciate them and love them and what they've meant to you all your life, and think about the positive things they do for you. Sit in a hot tub or in a pool, or like I said, just go take a little 2-day trip, what have you, go get you a hotel somewhere and just, we're down here in Corpus Christi, and sometimes we'll just go up to San Antonio and just, usually we go with the family. And I say family, I've got 3 kids, 6 grandkids, 1 grandson-in-law, and my granddaughter and grandson-in-law, they just got married a couple of months ago. I was privileged to be able to do the ceremony for them, and they went up to San Antonio for the honeymoon. They were there a few days, and they called up, "Hey, Pop, Wayne and I just kind of downtown San Antonio messing around. Why don't you and Granny, maybe the little kids, y'all come up and hang out a day or so with us?" So we did. We got a good friend lives up there, Sarah O'Brien. We go stay with her and just relax, visit, kick back, have a good time, laugh. Go see some of the stuff in town. Went to the river walk and rode the boats on the river walk. If you haven't ever done that, you need to make a trip to San Antonio. The river walk is great. You see the Alamo and some of the great attractions downtown. Just relax. Let it go for a day or two. What a good stress reliever. Anyway, just some ideas, suggestions. Like I said, just sit back and relax a little bit. Let it go. Don't be a victim of one of the number 1 killers of Americans, stress. Causes heart problems, anxiety problems, mental problems, psychological problems, relationship problems. Don't fall victim or prey to that old killer. You don't have to. You're going to have stress in your life. It's going to be there. Just like you got to get a haircut once in a while, or just like you got to eat, or you got to sleep. There's just things that are just there, going to always be there, but you just have to learn to deal with it. And I'll tell you what, folks, you can deal with it. There's a way you can deal with it. Anyway, ponder on that. Think about it. See if that gives you any suggestions or if it helps any. We just started this podcast a week or so ago. If you like what I'm saying, I invite you to help me out. You know, I'm just learning this thing. My son and grandson teach me all about how this stuff works. But this is just on my heart from the Lord to share some of my wisdom and experiences with folks out there that maybe can help. You know, if it helps, great. If it doesn't, that's okay. I love you anyway. We're friends, and I'm here for you if you need me. Just reach out. You can send me a comment. You can email me if you want to. I'll try to reply back or maybe reach out to you. But I pray you have a blessed day today. That you have a stress-free day. And that you know you never have to walk alone. So, in the meantime, until we talk again, Pops out. Adios, amigos.